ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। या देवी स्तूयते नित्यं विबुधैर्वेदपारगैः, सा मे वसतु जिह्वाग्रे ब्रह्मरूपा सरस्वती। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने, व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। निरञ्जनं नित्यमनन्तरूपं भक्तानुकम्पासुतविग्रहं वै ईशावतारं परमेशमीड्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामि। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता हिया, सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। विवेकजानन्दनिमग्नचित्तं विवेकदानैकविनोदशीलं, विवेकभासाकमनीयकान्तिं विवेकिनं तम् अहं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धेः, उल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र, येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः।
Medha Shakti, the power to grasp and retain the Vedantic teaching, is very important for a spiritual seeker. In our life, we hear so many things. Fortunately, majority of things are forgotten. Imagine if we remember things what we learnt in schools. Imagine the statements told by others when we were children, when we were adult. It will be a terrible life. So, forgetting is a blessing. But the question is what to forget and what to remember. So, Shastram says, whatever you learn from Veda Pramanam is qualified to be remembered. Whatever you learn, whether it is about the rituals, about the stuti of the devatas, about even scolding about you, andhenaiva niyamana yadantha, Upanishad scolds idiots, blind fellows. They go behind another blind fellow. Like that it scolds. That also is qualified to be remembered. Anything which helps us to find out our spiritual nature is qualified to be remembered. Anything which perpetuates our physical identity, anything which nourishes our physical identity, anything which creates ahankara, mamakara in our mind is qualified to be forgotten. The special power to remember everything heard in the satsanga given by the Shastra Pramanam is called Medha Shakti. For a normal person, this is completely absent. That is why even when Shastra Pramanam repeatedly says that you are not a physical entity, still we fall back to that physical identity only. That is the sign of absence of Medha Shakti. It is not only power of remembrance of Veda Pramanam, power of remembrance of our spiritual nature. So it is very important for a spiritual seeker, and it is given for only those who follow Vedic way of life, values prescribed by the Veda Pramanam, especially Pavitrata. A pure person alone gets this Medha Shakti. A person whose life is pure, he gets this Medha Shakti. That is why the person who is not pure in his thought process will misuse this Veda Pramana. What is the difference between Ravana and Rama? Both are highly scholars. And in fact, Ravana is more scholarly than the Rama. But the difference is, Rama used this Veda Pramanam to establish Dharma and Satyam in the life. But Ravana used this Veda Pramanam to find out the loopholes to violate Dharma and Satyam in life. You can see in any field this type of people, especially in the field of judiciary. There are some lawyers who are highly intelligent, but they always support antisocial elements and highly paid for that all. So our intelligence should not be used for adharmam. That is the sign of purity. So those who are pure, they are blessed with this Medha Shakti. To gain Medha Shakti in our spiritual life, Veda itself prescribes a Suktam, a glorification of Mother Saraswati, who is the resource for this Medha Shakti. So today we will learn that Medha Suktam. It is called Medha Suktam. Today we will learn that Medha Suktam. First thing, you should be able to utter the word properly, Medha, M-E-D-H-A. If you utter the word Medha, M-E-D-A, please don't practice this chanting. Medha, M-E-D-H-A means the spiritual power to retain the teachings of the Shastra. Medha, M-E-D-A means fat, kodupu, cholesterol. If you wrongly chant this Suktam, cholesterol will come. That is why I always say, one who doesn't know how to pronounce Devanagari words, or those who know only Tamil and English, should not pronounce this chanting. They can hear, but don't pronounce. Because Tamil language is very classical one, ancient one. Therefore, it doesn't have all the structures of the sound. There are 4 types of sounds in all other languages in India, except in Tamil. Ka, kha, ga, gha, ta, tha, da, dha. But all the 4 will have only one sound symbol in Tamil. You have to guess ka, kha, ga, gha. In these 4, first and 3 alone in Tamil. Second and third, not at all in Tamil. And for first and 3 also, only one letter is there. So you have to guess whether first or third. What about English, Swamiji? English should not be tried at all by Indians. I don't know about the people living in other countries. By Indian Vedic chanting through English should not be tried, because English is a very, very funny language. Even though we are all using it, it doesn't have sound structure. It doesn't have sound structure. A lot of guessing. Psychology. What are the spelling? With that sound symbol, you cannot pronounce that word. If you try, it will be psychology. A-T-E. Eight. What is the spelling symbol? A-T-E. But when you join together, you have to pronounce it eight. Where is E? E is silent there. So, Sanskrit is such a language, there is no silent sound in the language at all. And there is no absence of symbol also in the language at all. You have a symbol, you have a corresponding sound. And if symbol is written, you have to pronounce that sound. If you pronounce the sound, the symbol must be there and it will have exact sound when it is learnt as alphabet. Apple. A only you are telling. How can A become A? So it's a problem, language problem. So simple request or suggestion is, if you don't know any Indian language except Tamil, don't chant this. Understood? So example is Medha, M-E-D-H-A is equal to retention power of spiritual teaching. MEDA, Medha is equal to cholesterol, fat. So let us go to the Suktam. This Suktam is called Medha Suktam. It comes in Yajurvedam, Taitriya Aranyakam. This Suktam is meant for Shastra, Shabda, Artha, Jnana, Dharanartham. We hear two things we hear. One is sound and the meaning of the sound. If the mind is trained, the meaning of the sound will be heard. If the mind is not trained, only sound will be heard. For example, Chinese news. You hear Chinese news in a TV. The person who is next to you will have varieties of facial expressions. But for you, if you don't know Chinese, for you, some sound is going on through the ears. Like that, this Medha Shakti is meant for Shastra Shabda Dharanartham, first thing. Then Shastra Shabda Artha Jnana Dharanartham. So let us go to the Suktam.
Om Medha Devi Vishamanana Agahat Vishwachi Bhadra Sumanasya Mana Tvaya Jushta Udamana Duruktaan बृहद्वदेम विदथे सुवीराः त्वया जुष्टरिषर्भवति देवी त्वया ब्रह्मागतश्रीयुत त्वया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रम् विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्व द्रविणो न मेधे.
You can see word by word. The prayer begins with glorification of Medha Shakti. The Shakti itself is identified as a Devi. Ye Medha Devi. Oh my dear Medha Devi. Vishwachi. One who is all pervasive one. Every individual has this retaining capacity, but where it is used is the question. Bhadra, Mangala Rupa. Bhadra means Mangalam. Bhadra means Mangala Rupa. Sumanasya Mana. One who has a mind which is Sumanas. What is the meaning of Sumanas? A mind which is contented by Atma Tattvam. Whose mind will have satisfaction, Purnatvam, contentment, Tripti, Tushti. Only a mind which has Atma Tattvam has this contentment. Otherwise, the mind will ask always, what next? Wherever you go, this question comes, what next? With all devotion, we go to Tirupati Devasthana. Then within few seconds, they send out us. Then what is the next question? What next? You are standing in the queue. It is not moving at all. What next? So, it is not a mind with Tripti. Sumanasya Mana means Devi who has this Atma Jnanam, Jnana Swarupa. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyeva atmana tushtaha stita prajnaha tadochate. Because of this knowledge, aham sarvosmi, tushti comes. So, Mangala Swarupa, Jnana Swarupa, Sarvagata Swarupa, Ye Medha Devi, Naha Aga. Please come to us in our life. Your manifestation will enlighten and delight our life. Jushamana. You are the embodiment of delight, like ice cream for the child or a chocolate for a child. Any child you showed these two, 1000 watts bulb flashes. So, Jushamana means embodiment of delight. Your manifestation in our mind, in our life, delights our life, enlighten our life. Therefore, Naha Agar, please come. Tvaya Jushta Chet, if you are pleased with us, when you shower your grace on us, what are all the benefits we get, you know? Therefore only we are calling. If we get suffering because of your arrival, we will never call you, don't worry. Fortunately, your arrival makes our life a quality life, happy life, purposeful life. Therefore, we invite you in our life. The benefits of your blessing, the benefits of your arrival in our life, the benefits of your grace is as follows. First benefit is, we will become speakers of Mangala Vak. Uttering right words, speaking right things about great ideas is not for all. Chit-chatting is for all. Even sparrows chit-chat. Fortunately or unfortunately, we don't know their language. But there was one Jnani who can understand their language also. Ashwapati Maharaj, Mother Kaikeyi's father, Gandhara Desha Raja, who lived during the time of Rama. So chit-chatting is for all, speaking right things at a right situation to a right person about a right idea. This is not for all. So generally our speech will be what? Foolish talk it will be, harsh one it will be, and full of lies it will be, and full of ninda, paraninda it will be. Generally, a person's talks will be with these ingredients. What are they? Paraninda, asatyam, katorata, and then foolishness, idiocy. When you, my dear mother, when you arrive in our life, the first benefit is Brihadvadema vidate suvira bhavema. Up to your arrival, we are Nudamana Duruktan. We are the people who spend life speaking foolish things, talking nonsense, lies, and scolding others. Once you arrive in our life, we become Brihadvadem. We become the speakers of big ideas. What is the big idea? Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Ishwarasya Putrosmi. I am the child of Bhagavan. Very big idea it is. I am devotee of Bhagavan. I am a spiritual seeker. Brihadvadema. Not only Brihadvadema, Vidate. What we say either after knowing it or we say for knowing it. Vidate, as wise people. Abhayam dattam swaha. A mantra is there. I give protection to all. Who can tell this? Only Ishvara can tell this. But every sannyasi takes this vow. It is for knowing that. I say, when Ishvara says this, Abhayam dattam swaha, it is after knowing that he says. When a jnani says this, he knows first, then he says. When a spiritual seeker but ajnani says this as a part of ritual, he says this for knowing it. Na karmana na prajaya dhane na tyage naike amritatvama nashahu. This is the mantra chanted by householders while inviting a sannyasi. Invariably, this mantra will be there in a traditional house. All traditional people, householders should chant this, then only the sannyasi will come. What is the meaning of this mantra? Neither by prajani nor by wealth you are going to get fulfillment. It is through renunciation alone. They utter this, they chant. Do they know the meaning of that? Then why they chant? In order to know the meaning of that, they chant. The sannyasi who goes, does he know the meaning of that? He knows that. Understood? So, vidate as wise, in order to become as wise, or having become as wise, brihadvadema. What is the brihad? Brihad means big. What is that big thing we talk? Generally in house also, when somebody talks about Bhagavan or Dharma, others are there. Na romba persa alakra. When you talk about Lord or Dharma or Satyam. You are talking big things. While criticizing also, they will use this Brihat. ரொம்ப பெரிய ஆளு மாதிரி. You are talking big things. You are a small boy. You talk about Satyam. What do you know about Satyam? We are the people, practical people. Following Satyam, we will not be able to live in this society. ரொம்ப பெருசா அளக்குற. You are talking big things as though you have seen the life. Like that is scolded, na? In that scolding also, what is the big thing in their mind? Satyam is big thing. Dharmam is big thing. Ishvara is big thing. Oh, my dear mother, Medha Devi, when you arrive in our life, we will begin to speak about big, big things. Either having known its meaning or for knowing its meaning, ultimately we will become Suviraha Bhavema. Beautiful statement it is. We will become Suviraha. If you read translation, very funny translation, we will become heroes. That is the translation. Veera, hero. Suvira, great heroes. What great heroes? If you read this translation, the fellow who is seeing cinema, acha, oh, by Medha Shakti, I will become hero. That heroic nature of the spiritual seeker is what you know. Capacity to follow Dharma, Satyam and Moksha Marga in spite of all types of onslaughts. Whom you call hero? A person who can handle villain. A person who can handle all trials and tribulations. A person who can handle any type of situations. Any type of enemy. So, Suviraha in this context means not hero. A person who can follow Dharma, Satyam and Moksha Marga without any wavering of mind. And that is possible, my dear mother, when you arrive in our life only. How my Suviratvam and Medha Shakti is connected? Whenever I oscillate from spiritual path or dharmic path, with what idea my mind gets oscillated? Hey, what is the use of this is the idea, this is the question. All the while I am following all these things, but I go on suffer. Society rejects me, family members reject me. Hey, what is the use? This Bhagavan also doesn't show up at all. Neither he comes and directly speaks to me, nor in dream. Nothing happens. I only go on talking to him, but he doesn't open the mouth at all. No response at all. How many prayers I have done? I have not asked for anything for worldly things. I wanted to control my senses and mind. Why he is not helping me? What is the use of all these spiritual practices? Shama, Dhamma, Uparama. Like that question come na. That time, this Mother Medha Shakti alone is our protection. If she is available in our life, he will come and tell, my dear, you are not alone in this process. Hold on. Hold on. You will get. Shastram can never be untruthful. When it says, Satyameva Jayate, Satyameva Jayate. Imagine in between the war, when Lakshmana was made to lie down in deathbed, Bhagavan Rama decides, all right, let me go. There is no possibility of winning Ravana. And there is no utility of winning Ravana. Lakshmana died. Without Lakshmana, what is the use of my life? Because he liked Lakshmana Swami more than Sita ji. He laments also. How can I live, my dear? There is no need for fighting either for honor or for Sita. Anyhow, you are gone. That time, Medha Shakti comes in the form of Jambavan. So he says, Bhagavan, please wait. Don't become emotional. How is it possible for an adharmic Shakti to win? These are all in between battles. So don't give up your hope. That is the work of Medha Shakti. So, my Suviratvam, my fortitude, my courage, my heroic nature in spiritual life, holding on the spiritual values, directly connected with the knowledge of your teaching and your grace. This is the first benefit. Nudamana duruktan brihadvadema vidate suviraha bhavema. The bhavema is added for sentence sake. Second benefit is Tvaya jushtaha rishihi bhavati. It's a beautiful statement. Hey Devi, Tvaya jushtaha. If you are pleased with anyone, that person becomes rishihi. Rishati janati atma tattvam rishihi. He becomes the man of self-knowledge. Second benefit. Third benefit is Tvaya brahma bhavati. Stage by stage the benefit. First benefit is what? When I identify myself as a mumukshuhu, jignasuhu, sadhakaha, spiritual seeker, your presence makes me to hold on to the sadhana jivanam. Then ultimately you lead that sadhana jivanam as jnana jivanam, rishihi bhavati. Third benefit is, once I become a rishi, what is my condition, you know? I am sarvagata Brahman. Brahma Veda, Brahmaiva bhavati. Therefore here, Tvaya Brahma bhavati. I become Brahma by you, because of you. Third benefit. Fourth one is, Tvaya Agatasri Uta. Tvaya Agatasri. Brahma Gatasri Rutattvaya is there, na? You have to split it. Tvaya Agata Sri Uta. Uta means cha. And not only that, not only these three spiritual benefits, highest Sri comes to me. Whatever is grand in life is gained only by knowledge in that field. Please understand. A knowledgeable person alone is a rich person. Nowadays they say, na, a country which has research and development and innovations and discoveries will lead the other nations because of its power, might and wealth. So, Tvaya Agata Sri Uta. In this context, the seeker is a spiritual seeker. Therefore, he is not interested in any worldly gain. For him, Sri is what? Jnana Nishta Sri. Because of you, I will be a genuine spiritual seeker. Because of you, I will be a jnani. Having become a jnani, because of you, I will know my self-dignity as Brahman. Suppose if you forget again, Subramani Shastri has become Subbu. There is a possibility of forgetfulness. Coma may come, mind may get some sort of Alzheimer's disease, or it may go mad also. Those things should not be in my life. So I should have a Sri which is in the form of Jnana Nishta. Remembering the status of being everything. Very difficult. Remembering the status of everybody's benevolent self in transaction. In class, everyone say, Aham Brahmasmi. In meditation, everyone can chant Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who are you? Aham Brahmasmi. Okay. But when you put the chappal, Aham Brahmasmi is gone. That's what happens in temple. When they go to temple, Aham Bhaktosmi, oh Bhagavan, Aham Bhaktosmi, Aham Bhaktosmi, Aham Bhaktosmi. Like that they will tell. Then once they put chappal, what happens? Aham Bhaktosmi is gone, Aham Rakshasosmi has come. That should not be there. I should not fall from the ideal. So, Tvaya Agata Sri. I want that highest Sri, which is in the form of Jnana Nishtha. Tvaya Jushta Chitram Vindate. Fifth benefit is Tvaya Jushtaha Chitram Vindate. When you are pleased with me, I know this Chitram. What is the meaning of Chitram? Chitra means Vichitram. Vichitra means Jagat. Variety. Why it is mentioned, you know? When I have Jnanam, what is the Jnanam? Sarvam Khalu Ita Brahman. Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat. Sarvam Shivamayam Jagat. This is the Jnanam. So I am convinced about it. Remembering also. But when I meet other people in the world, their behavior, their words, makes me to question, is it so? How this fellow can be Vishnu? How this fellow can be Vishnu? One mother told, Sarvam Narayanmayam Jagat. I heard Swamiji in your satsanga. Initially I did not accept it. But slowly when you are gone telling repeatedly, okay, let me practice it. Sarvam Narayanmayam Jagat. In everyone, Narayana is there. But I could do that with all people except my husband Swamiji. Vichitram. This Narayana is available in Vichitra form there. Understood? Being the part of the Srishti, that individual and his behavior or misbehavior questions my understanding and conviction. What is the understanding and conviction? I have Sarvam Narayanmayam Jagat Saha Narayanaha Ahamas. So when you are a devotee, you try to imagine that in that also Narayana is there. But when you are a jnani, you are not imagining. You know the fact. You know the fact. When you see someone misbehaving, what your mind will tell? You say that you are everything. Narayana is everything, that Narayana is you, therefore you are everything. When you say you are everything, that fellow also you are. Question. Should I accept or not? Tell. If I don't accept, whatever I learned is not worth. If I accept, how to reconcile that fellow's behavior? Chitram. You understand the meaning of Chitram? Vichitram. Tvaya Jushtaha San Vichitram Vindate. If you are pleased with that jnani or a spiritual seeker, he knows the reality of the Jagat and he knows the varieties of Jagat and he knows the grandness of Jagat. Suppose somebody asks, do you mean to say the tiger which is chasing you is you? Certainly. Who will tell? Who will tell? The person who has got up from dream will tell. Certainly. The tiger also me only. Will tell me. So he can reconcile that experience, that personality, that person's behavior as what? Drishyam. Natu vastavam. That is how they could conquer the cantankerous personality in the society. You can see this. Great Mahatmas conquering the cantankerous personality just by sheer acceptance of their behavior. If you take Sri Guru Maharaj, Sri Ramakrishna's life, a cantankerous person, Girish Chandra Ghosh, he himself says, there is no sin that I have not committed in the world. If you put one bottle on the other, the number of bottles which I have drunk, quantity of liquor which I have drunk, which was put in the bottle, if you put that empty bottle, it will reach sky. The place where I sit, 7 feet below becomes impure. That was his self-acceptance. That type of personality was made as a saintly one by one vision. When everybody objected his presence, when everybody advised Sri Ramakrishna to be away from this fellow, Sri Ramakrishna used to go behind him, searching for him. When Girish Chandra was asked, why you are behind me? What do you want? People are unhappy with my behavior, because what he will do, he himself doesn't know. With all foul words, once he scolded Guru Maharaj also. But next day he goes with a tiffin box, carrying food to Girish Chandra Ghosh. Why? When others asked, what he told you? No, you don't know about his swabhava. His vastava rupam you don't know, but I know. Then Girish asked, what is my vastava rupam? Sri Guru Maharaj told him, you are Bhairava Swami. Bhairava will behave like that one. What a vision. Chitram vindate. Why we are annoyed, irritated and offended by others' behavior and words? Because we don't know Chitram. We are not able to connect that person with our own identity. It's a beautiful blessing, very important blessing. Tvaya jushtaha san. When you are pleased with me, my dear Mother Saraswati, when you are pleased with me, I can reconcile any contradictory things in my life. Whether it is a person, object, or living being, or situation. I can swallow. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudramapa pravishanti yadvat. So the samudra swallows whether it is gutter water or Ganga water. What is the meaning of swallowing? The water which enters ocean cannot keep their individuality. Ganga cannot be Ganga once it has entered ocean. It will be oceanic waters. What is the proof for that? It becomes immediately salty. Immediately salty. Swallowed by the ocean. The saltness is simply removed the individuality of Ganga and individuality of gutter water. Similarly, by this knowledge, I can swallow any person. When we were in training center, one brahmachari was asked to go away from the ashram because he was very rude with others, violent also. So when he was asked to go away from the organization, everybody felt relief because so much of violence and foul mouth. Certainly not fit for sadhu life. Everybody knew when he was removed, everybody felt happy. But one Swami Sarvagatanandaji Maharaj, who was living in Arogya Bhavan, we went and told this incident which happened in training center to him. He told, unfortunate, like that. We were thinking fortunate. Appa, we are fortunate. He told, unfortunate. Then next statement he told, nowadays digestion power is getting reduced. We were not able to understand what he means. We are talking about a brahmachari, he is talking about digestion power. Maybe stomach pain, maybe. Therefore, unfortunate. Digestion power is getting raised. What he told you know. The people who have the spiritual fervor, spiritual strength should digest the personalities of this cantankerous person and they make him a new leaf, a saintly one. Then he told, in our days, our Maharaj could swallow everything. And if you read Mother Sarada Devi's life, she could swallow like Kali. Any fellow who comes will become saint. And that is not the experience of those days with Sarada Devi. Till date, that is the experience of our own life. With how much cantankerousness we have approached Mother when we approached first time. Now how she has converted. That swallowing capacity is called Chitram Vindate. I could accept everything happens in the creation. Like Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva don't have any curiosity at all. Not they are shocked at all. Not they surprised at all. Nobody can surprise them. Why you know? Chitram Vindate. Chitram Vindate. But with regard to us, even our own pet dog can surprise us. Suddenly it will bite. Huh? How is it? Because we were expecting it will never bite us. But one day it bites. What will do? It surprises you now. That means what? You are not aware of its nature completely. You are taken into surprise. By husband, by children, by relatives, by employer. And nowadays it is very big problem. Employer surprises you. Suddenly he hands over pink slip. Within 35 days you have to find out another project. Otherwise you are said goodbye. That fellow has to run pillar to pole. One of my students told, suddenly this happened to Swamiji. My manager knows this, that the project is going to be over, but he never told the team is not going to continue. He knew that for last 3 months before itself, but he never told. He surprised me with 35 days ultimatum. If you don't get another job in 35 days, you have to leave the nation. He is living in America. Then it took for me 20 days. Where you got employment, I asked. The same company, Swamiji. How is it? Because one team may not contact another team. So you are removed from one team means you are removed from the company. Again you have to rejoin. You have to give interview for the another team, another project. So employer surprises you. So, Toya Jushtaha San Chitram Vindate. Nothing can surprise me if you are with me. Fifth benefit. Then, Sa Medhe Naha Jushasva Vasu Dravinaha Naha Dadatu. May that Medha Devi bless us with Vasu and Dravinam. Vasu means Dravinam. Dravinam means Vasu. In general, both are meant as well. So you have to differentiate their meaning a little. So Vasu means Viveka Vairagya Dharana Shakti. Dravinam means worldly wealth. Why a spiritual aspirant requires worldly wealth? If we want to do Loka Mangalam, like Swami Vivekananda, like Bhagavan Shankaracharya, there are some people who are authorized for Loka Mangalam, for Jagat Gurutva, like Yajnavalkya Rishi. Being a Jnani, why he should go and participate in competition and charge 1,000 golden coins for every answer? Very costly consultant. And finally, what happens, you know? This Videha Raja, Janaka, hands over the entire kingdom to Yajnavalkya as Guru Dakshina. Appa, now only I am satisfied, he says. Why? Is he a greedy one? No. You need worldly wealth also, worldly means also for propagating this Vidya, for creating infrastructure, to feed the disciples at free of cost, to teach them, to provide whatever minimum requirement is required. So, Sa Medha Devi Naha Jushasva. One who worship Vasu Dadatu Dravinaha Dadatu. Tvaya Jushta Chitram Vindate. One boon. Vasusano Jushasva Dravino Naha Medhe. Is there na? That statement means Sa Medha Naha Vasu Dravinam Dadhatu. Why she should bless you? Jushasva. We worship you. So, 6 type of benefits are prayed for here. First benefit is Nudamana Duruktan Brahadvadema Vidate Suviraha Bhavema. Second benefit is Tvaya Jushtaha San Rishihi Bhavati. Third benefit is Tvaya Brahma Bhavati Aham. So fourth benefit is Tvaya Agada Sri Uta. I get the Jnana Nishta Srihi. Fifth benefit is Tvaya Jushtaha San Chitram Vindade. I can reconcile and live with harmony in Jagrad Avastha, whatever may be the situation in the creation, which is nothing but Nama Rupa. Then sixth one is, to handle this Jagat, I also require both inner wealth and external wealth. Sixth benefit is, in order to get that internal wealth, Vivekam, Vairagyam, Dharana, Shakti, then external wealth, Dhanam, Dhanyam, Pashum, Bahuputra, Labham. Next paragraph is
Medha Mahindro Dadhatu Medham Devi Saraswati Medham Me Ashvinavu Bhavadhattam Pushkarasraja Apsarasutaya Medha Gandharveshu Chayanmanaha Devi Medha Saraswati Sama Medha Surabhirjushataga Swaha.
this Anuvakam, this paragraph invokes the deities who have this Medha Shakti. First paragraph invoked Mother Medha herself and prayed to, in order to gain these 6 benefits. Second paragraph is, the praying person quotes example of those devatas who possess this power. It is like a child telling to mother, Avan vechirundane, that toy which he has, that toy only I want. Yesterday he ate that ice cream, na? Because the child doesn't know how to identify that ice cream. Which ice cream if you want? Which Medha if you want? If Mother Saraswati asks. What to tell? That Medha which you blessed with Indra, that Medha. Oh, it is like child telling, that ice cream which that fellow ate yesterday and irritated me, so that only I want. You understand now? Approaching Shastram as mother, it's a beautiful experience. More we will see in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sad Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.
ॐ छन्दसाम् वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोऽभ्यो धनुदात्सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया आस्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासम् शरीरम् मे विचर्षणम् जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्याम् भूरि विष्णुवम् ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतम् मे गोपाय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ मेधा देवी युषमानान आगात् विश्वासि भद्रासु मनस्यमाना त्वया दुष्टानुदमाना दुरुक्ताः बृहद्वदेव विदते सुवीराः त्वया दुष्टऋषिर्भवति देवी त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्रीरुतत्वया त्वया दुष्टश्चित्रम् विन्दते वसुसानो दुषस्व द्रविणो न मेधे मेधाम इन्द्रो ददातु मेधाम् देवी सरस्वती मेधाम् मे अश्विनामुभावाधत्ताम् पुष्करस्य च अप्सरासु च या मेधा गन्धर्वेषु च यन्मनः त्रयी मेधा सरस्वती सामा मेधा सुरभिर्जुषकागस्वाहा आमा मेधा सुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगती जगम्या ओजस्वती पयसा पिन्वमाना सामा मेधा सुप्रतीका दुषन्ता मयि मेधाम् मयि प्रजाम् मयि यज्ञस्तेजो दधातु मयि मेधाम् मयि प्रजाम् मयि इन्द्र इन्द्रियम् दधातु मयि मेधाम् मयि प्रजाम् मयि सूर्यो वाचो दधातु ॐ हंस हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंसः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति